there, I'm Beth, and this is Yoga for Emotional Release. Yoga's Arc wants you to put your health first. Yoga is an activity that does require physical exertion. Please ensure that you are in proper health to practice yoga. If you are unsure or if you have any existing medical conditions, please consult with your doctor or physician before beginning a yoga regimen. For today's practice, you are going to need a mat. I'm also going to recommend that you have just a regular sized bath towel, and I'll show you what we're going to be doing with that. So if you need to pause and grab that, please do that now. As far as what our practice will include, just really some gentle work on the mat, no standing work, and then we are going to end with an extended guided meditation. Right? So let's get this towel ready for some seated work. Mine's already folded in half once, so start there and then fold it in half the other way. And I'm going to keep doing that, folding it in half the other way. And then depending on how thick your towel is, I'm going to fold mine one more time. And now I've got a nice little cushion. Okay. First place for this is just going to be right behind me. I'm not going to sit all the way on it. I've just kind of I'm sitting on the edge of that towel. So my pelvis is rocking forward, and that allows me to sit nice and tall. I have a little bit of a curve in my low back, and that's going to make it easier for me to do some seated postures here. So with your legs crossed, with your spine nice and long, let's begin. See how it feels to close your eyes. And that just sort of helps you bring your focus and awareness inward to what's happening inside of your body. And listen to the rhythm of your breath as you breathe in and out through your nose. And maybe try to lengthen and deepen each breath as you go. So really feeling the rib cage expands, heart lifts up as we inhale. Everything kind of settles back down as we exhale. And we'll add a little bit of movement to that. So opening the eyes if you had them closed. We're going to reach the arms out to the sides. Inhale as the arms reach up, fingertips toward the sky. Let the palms come together, and we're going to exhale. Hands move to the heart, and we're going to keep flowing right through. So reaching out, turning the palms up. This is our inhale, moving right into our exhale. As you lengthen and deepen your breath, you can slow down the motion of your arms. We're matching our movement to our breath. And one of the nice things about that is that this keeps us really focused on what's happening right this moment. So what my body is doing, what my body is feeling, how my breath is helping me move in and out of these shapes. And I don't have time right now to think about what I was worrying about 10 minutes ago. And I'm not starting to focus on things that are going to happen tomorrow. So that's one of the beauties of keeping your focus in the present moment. So we'll stop with hands at heart center, getting ready for a little bit more movement. Spinal twists are a really nice way to release tension. So we will start again, hands out by the sides. Reach both arms up once again. We're going to twist to the right. Your left hand's going to come to that right knee, right hand behind you. Make sure you're sitting tall. See how far you'd like to twist, including turning your head. On our next inhale, we'll move back to center. Arms reach up once again. Exhale, turn to the left. Same job. Inhale, lifting forward. Exhale, moving into that twist. And we're not pushing or forcing. There's no certain amount that you need to twist. You're moving in a range of motion that feels good in your body right now. And that's part of the focus of this practice too. You're discovering ways to move your body that feel good. We're going to come back up. And once again, hands maybe moving into the heart again, bringing everything back inward. The neck and shoulders and the hips are all areas where we tend to hold on to a lot of stress or a lot of, emotions that we can't let go of. So we're going to start with a little bit of neck and shoulder work here. Reach your arms up into a cactus shape and just check and make sure you got them pretty much right at shoulder height. We are going to drop the left hand forward and then look over toward that right hand. On your next inhale, we're going to switch. So start to come forward. We're switching the arms, turning your gaze now to the left. And maybe now we're going to exhale, going to the other side. It doesn't really matter which side you're looking to as you inhale or exhale. What we are going to do though is continue to match our breath to our movement. So see how this feels? I tend to get really stiff in my shoulders, and I'm becoming more aware of that. I'm hoping I'll have a little bit more space for movement if I repeat this a few times. Back then with arms resting. It might feel good to do a couple of shoulder rolls after that. Maybe inhale, shoulders up by your ears. Exhale, releasing them down. Another inhale, exhale like a sigh. Letting go of that tension and stress we hold in that area of the body. All right, moving on to hips. I'm going to pull my little cushion out from behind me, and I'm going to set up a supported deer pose. So bringing this over to the right side of me, what I'm going to do is put my right thigh and hip up onto that little cushion, and then my right shin is out in front of me, kind of like a half butterfly position. My left foot just tucks behind me. This knee can be bent. Any place where that left foot feels good is okay. What I'm wanting is for my hips to feel fairly level. That's why I'm up on that cushion just on the one side. Take your left hand to your left hip. We're going to inhale and rock that hip forward. So a little bit of a rotation here, and then rock it back. So a little bit of release in that hip area, and then we come back. Getting arms and shoulders involved. That arm can sweep up and then swing back like a pendulum. Again, we're searching for ways that we can move in a comfortable range of motion, and with a little bit of repetition, we might find that we're creating a little bit more space, a little more ability to move. Your other hand might want to lift up, twisting the other way. And one of the really great things about yoga is we create space in the body with these different postures, but you might find then afterward you've got a little more space in the mind. Let's go ahead and switch this around to the other side. So I'll just kind of swing my legs around, get that cushion over to the left. So bringing that left hip up onto the cushion, left shin out in front, right foot tucks behind, and sitting up, trying to get those hips level. This time right hand to right hip, left hand can be out here on the mat. Inhale, rock forward toward that front knee. Exhale, come back. And it might just be a very small movement the first or second time, but maybe as my hip gets used to this, and as I realize I have a little bit more range of motion, I can add on. Maybe the arm wants to swing again. Continuing slow, deep inhales, long exhales. Again, maybe we want to swing back and forth. And when you feel kind of balanced out, then on both sides we'll come back to stillness. We're going to remove that towel out from underneath. We're going to set it up a different way, but I'm going to show you the pose first before I get in position. I'll start facing you. We're going to be in bound angle, or Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet are together, knees are open, kind of like a butterfly pose. We're going to have hands on the shins. We're going to do some movement in that position, but I'll be turned sideways, and I wanted you to see what it looked like first. As far as our props go, we are going to open up this towel back to that half fold, and you're simply going to roll it into a long jelly roll. So I'm starting at the fold and rolling toward that open edge and it makes this long sort of tube shape. I'm going to lay that on the mat. It'll be behind me, and I'll be explaining how we're going to lay back on that in just a moment. So, facing the front of your mat with that blanket roll behind you, hands on the shins. We're going to pull the elbows back and lift the heart. So I'm going into a bit of a back bend here. And now as I exhale, I'm going to start to round the spine. I'm tucking my tailbone under. I'm even lifting my legs as my chin dips down. So inhaling as you open through the heart space. Exhale as you round and contract. So nice back bend here. And a nice stretch for the area between your shoulder blades. And we're also warming up the inner thighs because that's going to be an area that gets a nice opening with our reclined bound angle, and that is where we are going next. So we want this little roll, it's not going to go all the way down the spine. We want it to be between the shoulder blades and then under the head. So I'm going to go ahead and get my feet and knees in a comfortable position. I'm just going to walk myself down slowly, and I'm lining this up right between the shoulder blades. You can draw your feet a little closer if you'd like to, or further away. And I want to feel like my shoulder blades are wrapping around that towel. Let your forearms rest, elbows can be bent. Now I'm probably going to need a little bit more lift under the back of my head. I want the forehead higher than the chin, so I can reach the end of that little jelly roll there and just kind of tuck it under. Kind of flatten that out a little bit. Make it comfortable for you, and if you are comfortable in this opening posture, opening the entire deep front line of the body, we will stay here for our guided meditation. If this at any point feels too edgy for you, what you can do is, if it's the hips that are bothering you, you can start to bring your feet onto the mat. Maybe knees just go toward the ceiling, or your feet can go wide and knees can rest against each other. So you can see what feels good. And if that roll underneath your spine is not feeling good, roll over, take it out. But what we're looking for is a place where we can be still, begin to soften into the props, into the support of our mats, and just be open to listening and visualizing. This meditation is designed to help you identify how you experience different emotions in your body. We will also focus on the temporary nature of emotions. You will learn to be the observer of your emotional state rather than becoming overwhelmed by the emotion. You will be prompted with questions to help you identify how you experience emotions. Answer them in your own head. Start by lengthening your spine as you lie on your back. Roll your shoulders back, slide your shoulder blades down, tuck your chin slightly so your forehead is just slightly higher than your chin. Begin to relax as you follow my voice. Let your hands rest at your sides, palms up, while you remain still. If you're comfortable with your eyes closed, try that now. For this exercise, you'll be focusing inward, not outward. If you feel nervous or anxious at any time while following this guided meditation, just open your eyes and gently look around, and then join back in when you are ready. Let's calm our nervous system by practicing a deep breathing exercise. As I count, we will inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, and then exhale for a count of 6. That long exhale will stimulate your relaxation response. Let's begin. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try a couple more rounds on your own. I invite you to think of an emotion that you perceive to be negative or difficult. There's not an assigned feeling here. Use your own experience to help you choose. See if you can remember the last time you felt that way. What caused you to have that response? As you look back on that experience, how did it feel? Think of your physical response rather than the name of the emotion you felt. Where in your body did you feel it? Was it a tightening in your chest, an ache in your neck, an upset stomach? It's important that you don't judge your reaction. Simply remember and observe how you felt. Can you assign a shape to the space in your body where you felt that sense? Notice if the shape is large or small. Try assigning a color to the shape. Keep your focus on the shape and the color that you have identified as you continue to breathe deeply. Imagine that you can breathe into that space, soothing the intensity of the feeling. Practice breathing slowly, holding slightly, and exhaling fully like we did earlier. Imagine that the color is fading. Emotions, no matter how intense, do not last forever. Giving yourself permission to feel them help you notice, identify, and move past difficult emotions. Continue breathing deeply, holding slightly, exhaling fully. Now I invite you to select an emotion that you think of as positive. Don't spend too long thinking about it. Identify an emotion using one word for it. Think that word to yourself like a silent declaration. See if you can remember the last time you felt that emotion. Remember what made you feel that way. Now focus inward again. Where in your body do you experience that emotion? Is there a tingling sensation in your head? A fluttering feeling in your stomach? Locate where you feel that emotion in your body. Can you assign a shape to the space in your body where you felt that sense? Notice if the shape is large or small. Try assigning a color to the shape. Imagine that you can breathe into that space and make the shape expand. As you continue to breathe deeply, the color becomes more intense. Try visualizing that your breath can regulate your emotions. Breathe in the color and emotion that you have labeled as positive. Breathe out the color and emotion that you've labeled as negative. Inhale, one shape is growing. Exhale, the other shape is becoming smaller. Inhale, one color is getting brighter and more intense. Exhale. The other color is fading and dissipating. Continue to focus on your breath, on the shapes, on the colors. Keep breathing slowly as you process what you've just experienced. Simply remembering that all emotions are valid but temporary can create some ease in difficult situations. You're welcome to stay here in this comfortable, relaxed position for as long as you'd like. I hope you'll come back to this practice whenever you need to.